What is up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome in to the Central Michigan Softball pregame show. I'm your host, Tony Davis, doing something I actually haven't been able to do this year, which is a pregame show for softball, actually. I've just mainly been doing baseball all year, which has been a ton of fun, but it feels good to do something a little bit different. And so today we got some softball action coming your way as Central Michigan has hit the road to take on the Akron Zips in a double-header matchup today. Originally, the game was supposed to be at 1 o'clock, but just with some turf issues, it got postponed a little bit. But don't worry, we are here, and we are about to start. Game right now is set for 3 o'clock, and then the matchup right after should be around like 5:30, depending on how Game 1 goes. But in the meantime, let's just take a look to see how both teams have been doing so far. We are very, very close to MAC tournament time. Just after this game, or just after this series for both teams, we should be heading to the MAC tournament. So let's take a look at both teams. First and foremost, for the Zips, they are currently sitting at a record of 29-22 overall with high hopes going into the MAC tournament. Their last scheduled matchup against Dayton unfortunately was canceled just because of weather, so that was kind of a burden for the Zips, but you know what? It's a new day, and they are here. Before that canceled game, they did have a bit of success in a series against in-state rival, the Ohio Bobcats. They ended up winning 2 out of those 3 games, but had a rush shutout loss to end it. They ended up losing 10-0, and that's not the way that you want to end a series. No momentum, not really what you want if you're Akron. However, they are looking to bounce back as they play one final series on their home field against the Central Michigan Chippewas. And speaking of the hometown team, let's see how they've been doing so far and just recently. So right now, Central Michigan softball sits at a record of 23-20 overall and would definitely love to get 3 more wins this weekend and ride that momentum into the MAC tournament. The last series that Central Michigan had was against Miami of Ohio, where it didn't go completely their way, but they were able to get 1 win out of the 3-game series, beating Miami of Ohio 7-6. And now that they face this final weekend before the MAC tournament, they're hoping to get 3 straight wins. It's definitely going to be a battle between the Chippewas and the Zips, and it is going to be a fun one to listen to, and I am very excited to see how this doubleheader goes, and then tomorrow's game as well, and hopefully Central Michigan can get 3 straight wins as they will be heading into the MAC tournament. That'll be it for the Central Michigan pregame show. We will take a short break, and once we come back, we will head out to Akron, where my man Peyton Price and my man Evan Furno are going to be your broadcasters today, giving you a great radio show of Central Michigan softball. Thank you for listening to the Central Michigan pregame show.
Snow in the month of May, but that's what we're dealing with right now. Welcome to the regular season finale and the final series of these Central Michigan Chippewas season as they get ready to take on the Akron Zips. My name's Evan Furno. You're going to hear from Peyton Price in just a moment, but we are excited for a 3-game set over the next 2 days. It seems like as of right now we're going to be playing 2, and that seems to be the plan as Central Michigan and Akron have already clinched their spot. Central Michigan sitting 5th right now in the MAC, Akron at the top in 1st in the MAC. So we're going to see the Chippewas bat here momentarily as we are just about ready to get this game started. In fact, we're going to get this game started with Angela Petrovic stepping into the box. Peyton Price is just finishing getting himself up and us set up here on a beautiful snowy day.
Well, you say getting us set up, but in a second or two we might have to be tearing it down with the weather we're dealing with now.
Yes, we are.
This is hail, it's rain, it's snow, it's all of the above coming down at once.
This is great. This is why we play the game in May. We are getting hailed on at the moment. Let's just play ball, I guess.
Well, I mean, the tricky part is we have to keep our equipment dry.
Yes.
And I don't see how that's supposed to happen at this moment.
Well, we were supposed to start at 1 p.m. today.
See, now I'm having to blow this hail off of our scorecards. I don't know how this is going to go.
I'm having fun. Whether you can hear me or not, I am having fun. Let's talk about the Chippewas while we have a second. What do you think their mindset is coming into this series?
Well, it's going to be a question of strategy for sure, for whether they're going to sell out to try and win as many of these games as possible for a better seed going into the tournament this coming weekend, or if they're going to try and experiment, rest players, and get themselves as best prepared for the tournament.
First pitch of the game is a ball. Count is 1-0. First pitch today is at 2:58 p.m., so a little bit before.
We're ahead of schedule.
3 p.m. today. Second pitch is in there for a swinging strike against Angela Petrovic, leading things off for Central Michigan. It'll be Jenna Kuzera and London Williams to follow. We would normally give you the entire starting nine, but it's a little chaotic here in Akron, so we're not going to really be able to give you the formal introduction to the team, so we'll get you that as we get going. Pitch fouled back, and the count's 1-2 to Petrovic. Team seemed in high spirits, Peyton, when they were in the hitting complex or the indoor football field. As that's a swing and a miss, strike three. Down goes Petrovic, and there's one away.
Yeah, I mean, we even ourselves got in a game of hacky sack while we were waiting and everyone was getting warmed up. That was sure fun. A lot more fun than being out here now.
Don't forget, this is 2 games today. At least as of right now, this is 2 games. First pitch to Jenna Kuzera is a ball up, and the count is 1-0. Akron wearing the white pants, gold jersey with the maroon arm sleeves, as that is swung on and fouled back, and the count now quickly evened up at a ball and a strike. Starting pitcher today for the Akron Zips is Maddie Jamrog. She is one of their top arms in the circle.
We're going to expect to see her multiple games this series, as long as we get all of our games in. You never really know with the weather these days.
Yeah, she has pitched 148 innings coming into today, which I don't know exactly if that's at the top of the MAC, but boy, it's got to be close.
It's definitely admirable.
Fouled back, count sits, 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2 fouled back behind home plate, and we keep this battle between Kuzera and Jamrog going.
Have you mentioned yet that we're on the roof?
In the
sleet, in the hail?
We are standing on the roof of the press box right now.
It would be one thing if we were complaining about being inside the press box with all this weird weather, but we're up on the roof in it.
That pitch fouled back down the right field line. The count goes 1 ball, 2 strikes. This is, I mean, it's why you do it, though. You love the chaos a little bit. So the count sits 1 ball, 2 strikes. Home plate umpire today, Bobby Johnson, goes and collects a few softballs from the dugouts of Akron. The Zips, no matter what, seem to be getting that number 1 seed in the tournament that starts on Wednesday, weather permitting, because, well, it looks like it's supposed to rain here in Akron all week next week, so we're going to have to figure out how that's going to go. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Jenna Kuzera. That one misses away and outside, and the count's gone full, so no balls, 2 strikes to 3 balls and 2 strikes now for Kuzera.
I mean, we see a major shift in the lineup. We see Angela Petrovic, so we saw her back in that leadoff spot. She had been there for a while in the middle of the year. Then Emma Lotus took over for a few games, and now she's right back.
3-2 fouled back behind home plate. Do you think that has any decision-making to go in with what's at stake in moving standing-wise coming into this weekend? Because they're already clinched.
Absolutely.
We know that.
The important job was last weekend, securing their spot in the tournament. Now it's being as prepared as possible, or giving yourself the easiest job possible in the MAC tournament next weekend.
Popped up, headed our way, but that's over our head and almost into the soccer field.
Well, I'll tell you what. There's a very good opportunity that we could catch a foul ball today, Evan, with where we're at.
Well, when I was with the baseball team at Oakland, I did catch a foul ball when we were outside of that game, so I got a track record. That one's sent to center field. That's deep. That ball's got a chance, but it's going to die on the warning track and be brought in for the second out, bringing London Williams to the plate. So good swing there by Kuzera, but it just doesn't leave the yard, and it's out number 2.
That was a good swing, and speaking of not leaving the yard, I mean, I feel like we have a decent chance of seeing some big flies today. Only 210 in dead center, 195 down the line. That's slightly shorter than Margot Yonker Stadium. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a couple.
And I can confirm the snow and the sleet has stopped for now. First pitch, strike to London Williams, and the count goes 0-1.
And now I sacrifice my coat sleeves in trying to dry off our table here. Unfortunately, our scoring sheets are soaking wet.
Well, it's okay. Ball and a strike now is what we deal with. Defense playing straight up. The 1-1 is up and away. 2 balls and a strike. Swinging a foul ball down the right field line, headed towards the Central Michigan dugout, but it's out of play. 2-2.
Now she's going to have to choke up, shorten the swing, and try and stay alive in the at-bat. Of course, being 2 outs, it's just looking for a 2-out rally, trying to extend the inning any way possible. But I'll tell you what, there's a lot of room out toward right field.
Long pause. 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed, strike 3. Chippewas go down in order in the top of the first. We'll reset ourselves and send Akron to the plate when we go bottom 1 on 101.1. On the mound today for your Chippewas is a 5'7" left-handed freshman, number 4, Avi Strelo. Peyton, what do we want to see out of her? We thought we were going to see Mackenzie Langen coming into game 1, but Coach Salmon goes to the lefty.
Yeah, and we were talking about we might see some different, moves with whether that's the lineup, defensive positioning. We definitely expected Mackenzie Langen to stay in that first game starter position, but we see Aubrey Strelo, and she's been doing a great job. She normally comes in relief, but today she's going to have the starting pitching role. I mean, we kind of want to see her just eat up innings and get as far in this game as possible.
So the meeting on the mound is over, and we're ready to go. Megan Lee leads things off here in the bottom of the first for the Zips. You're talking about how you're a country fan. You like this song?
I do love this song. It's a great song. This one has been played quite often, actually, recently.
First pitch, bottom 1 with the infield in to start. Is the ball low, and we are underway in the bottom of the first inning. Do you think starting Aubrey has anything to do with the start being pushed back today?
Potentially, as there's a strike there. Yeah, I mean, pitchers like to be in their groove. They like to have their warm-up a very specific way, so it's very much a potential that because of that 2-hour delay being pushed back, that Mackenzie Langen was kind of pushed back, and maybe we'll see her later in the game or start in game 2.
Ball on a strike to the leadoff. Batter in Lee. Little slap bunt attempt down the left field line. It's out of play, though. Count goes 1-2.
For starters, the routine is very important. For relief pitchers, you normally see they don't need that much of warm-up. They'll get up and moving in the bullpen an inning or 2 early, and then they'll be ready to go. But those starting pitchers, they have a very long and very important routine to start the game.
Chance for the first strikeout. And time called. Reset by the Chippewas. The 1-2. Check swing fouled towards the Akron Zips dugout, and the at-bat will continue, a ball and 2 strikes.
We haven't seen a full swing out of Megan Lee yet. It's all been check swings, just poking it out to the third base dugout and just staying alive in the at-bats, not really taking an aggressive hack.
She's just trying to poke it down that third base line. We see that from a lot of the non-power hitters in softball. The 1-2. Swing and a slow tapper to short. Great diving play, but not in time. Good effort, but with the shorter base pads compared to baseball.
Absolutely.
It's a very tough play.
And a speedy runner like Megan Lee as well. I mean, she got down that base path very quick, so having to dive for the play in Cairo just made it that much harder to get the throw over in time.
Yeah, if you're Coach Salmon, you love Rachel Cairo's effort there. That's not a...
The important job was keeping it in the infield. She did that, but then as she dives for it, she lands on her stomach, has to try and roll over for the throw, and that just takes up too much time and makes that throw be a little bit slower. Not as much momentum going into the throw. Easy to beat out for Lee.
So Haley Glass now in the 2-hole steps to the plate. And the first pitch misses outside for ball number 1.
You can already see Carter behind the plate being very cautious with that runner on first in Megan Lee.
The 1-0, swing and a ground ball. There's Cairo again, tried to shovel it to second, and they got the out. Nice 6-4 put out at second base, and there's one away. Glass is safe at first with no throw going to first.
That was one of the more interesting plays I've ever seen. I mean, it was very identical to that last ground ball. Cairo dives for it. She tries to flip it over to Petrovic covering second, but she can't get it out of her glove. It ends up falling onto the ground, and she just pushes it, rolls it across the ground to Petrovic, and is somehow just in time. I mean, that was a phenomenal play.
Speaking of just in time, the snow has started again.
Yes.
Sophia Wygast is into the batter's box. The first pitch is a strike, 0-1, 1 out. Player on first. No score. We're in the bottom of the first inning. As of right now, this is still a scheduled doubleheader with Game 2 starting probably about half an hour after Game 1. The 0-1 swung on and sent to right field in foul territory. And another diving attempt. We've seen some great plays. Tori Briggs putting her body on the line even though it's a foul ball.
She almost got there. That one off the bat, though, seemed like it was going to be a little too far, a little too stretched out, but Briggs got close. Unfortunately, the dive was a fruitless attempt.
Yes. Briggs and Petrovic laughing as they run back to their respective positions. So the count's 0-2 now with 1 out. And Glass is on first base. Wygast is in the box. And it's swung on and fouled back at home plate. And it stays 0-2.
Well, good advantage for Strelo in the circle now. 0-2 count. She's going to look to try and get a ground ball out of Wygast at the plate. With that runner on first, if she can get a hard ground ball to the corners, make an easy throw over to second to get the lead runner, and then hopefully have time to get it back to first for a double play.
The 0-2. Just up. It's a really good take, and it's a ball and 2 strikes.
And while she's going to do that, she's also going to try and just barely miss the zone. Try and make the batter chase something that isn't very hittable. Try and get an easy strikeout, but the idea is to get that lead runner out if possible.
1-2, swung on to right field. Briggs coming in on it. She'll make the catch, and the play's at first base. That's a rare 9-3 double play, and the inning is over. Base running issues for the Zips ends the inning and brings the Central Michigan Chippewas back to the plate. Top 2, you're listening to Central Michigan Softball on 101.1 The Beat.
Smog, garbage.
Top of the second inning, Central Michigan and Akron go down rather quietly in the first inning, and Grace Koenig will lead things off for the Chippewas.
Definitely one of the more interesting 3-batter half innings out of Akron. I mean, there was a single in the infield on a diving play, and then it's a fielder's choice.
On a diving play.
And then it's a double play on a fly ball to right field because the runner on first was stealing and couldn't get back in time.
So we sit with a 4-5-6 coming up here for the Chippewas, and the first pitch to Koenig is a swing and a miss, and the count's 0-1.
Again, we see center field shifted over toward that left field side, so there's a lot of room in that right center gap. Being a lefty, if Koenig can get a hold of one, a nice line drive, it could be 3 bases potentially.
Outside, and the count's 1-1. Yeah, I agree. You can put it in the right field, right center, left center gap, somewhere with the speed that some of these Chippewas have. Not saying it could be an inside the park home run, because that one's fouled back 1-2, but put it in the right spot.
Odds are probably not, but I mean, it'd be the highest odds possible with that bigger gap out in right center field.
Just got to find a way to pull the ball here.
Yes. There's no wind, so the ball should fly pretty well as well.
The 1-2. That misses away. Good take. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
That's a bold 2-strike take. But yeah, I mean, it worked out. That one's just barely off the plate. Not really one that you want to leave up to the umpire, but it worked out in their favor that time.
2-2. Check swing. And she went around. That is strike 3. They'll throw it on to first just to solidify it, and that is out number 1. Already the 3rd strikeout in 4 batters for Central Michigan, and it brings the catcher Alexa Carter to the plate.
Yeah, and she chased the pitch that was about a foot farther outside than that previous one. It was a check swing. It didn't look from here like she went, but obviously that doesn't matter what we think.
It was a very close play.
Yeah.
First pitch is a strike to Alexa Carter, really taking over that full-time catcher's duty this season. The 0-1. Swing and a foul ball on the right field line. Out of play, 1-2, or 0-2.
Well, Jamrock's doing a great job in the circle, getting ahead in counts early and staying ahead. Another 0-2 count. the batters for the Chippewas just have to protect from the start, and that kind of takes away the aggression that they can have.
The 0-2. Swing and a miss. That's another strikeout. 4 strikeouts and 5 batters for the Chippewas. And now, lineup moves to Rachel Cairo stepping to the plate.
Well, we saw her play very good defensively. Let's see if that can carry over offensively and provide a spark, again, with 2 outs.
Sometimes good defense leads into that good offense for that next at-bat. First pitch is a swing and a miss, though. Counts 0-1. At this point, what is Central Michigan's objective, Peyton, to get the ball in play?
Well, shorten up those swings, as here's the pitch.
And that one is just up. 1-1.
It seems like they're late on a lot of these pitches, so you got to choke up, shorten up, create quicker swings, and just try to poke the ball out there. They haven't really made much hard contact.
That one fouled back, caught by the third baseman, but it was off the screening. So the ball on 2 strikes now. Central Michigan again, another 2-strike count rather quickly. 1-2, misses outside. There's a ball out of hand and a good take. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, they really have to use the velocity of Jamrock. I mean, they only had 1 ball hit in play. That was Kuzera's fly out to the warning track, so when they get a piece of it in fair territory, I mean, it'll go a long ways.
2-2, put down the third base line and into the Akron bullpen and out of play. We do see in the Central Michigan bullpen that Mackenzie Langen is warming up right now. So I don't know if she's just getting ready for Game 2 or is potentially a call for her to come in the bottom half of the inning.
I think at this point it's for pitching in this game.
Well, and that's another swing and a miss. Central Michigan's gone up 6 times. They've struck out 5 times as the offense is cold to start. We go to the Akron bats, and we come back on 101.1, The Beat.
I'm in almost every school bus and classroom. I go to school with your children. We say the Pledge of Allegiance together.
To the plate for the Akron Zips. Bottom 2, no score. Central Michigan and Akron. My name is Evan Furno. Peyton Price is to my right. Our lovely Arby's employee / host in the studio, Tony Davis, keeping us on air. First pitch of the ball outside, and the count's 1-0.
Man, I could really go for some Arby's right now, too. A little hungry. Having to be pushed back those 2 hours definitely made things difficult.
1-0, swung on and sent to center. Lotus running back on it, and that ball is gone. Home run, Lily Sullivan. And it's 1-0, Akron.
Well, like I said, I mean, if you get a hold of one today, the short fences and the lack of wind should make it easier. But when I said lack of wind, that has now changed. And now there's wind going out toward right center, which undoubtedly helped that fly ball. That one got up sky high, kind of like a rocket, and the wind just pushed it out, and maybe by a foot or 2 carried over the wall.
Yeah, and Akron will strike first because of that. And now Central Michigan's got to regroup.
Stepping up to the plate, the catcher, number 44.
Another catcher, Katie Cantrell. Steps to the plate. 1-0 Akron on a ball that went probably 240 feet, 250 feet to right center.
I would say less than that, more like 215 to 220. I mean, that one just barely cleared the wall.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Ball inside, and the count is 1-0.
Now Cantrell essentially gets to act as the leadoff batter. No on, no outs. Essentially just restart the half inning.
1 ball, no strikes from Avi Strelo. That looks like a pretty good pitch. Not called, though, and it's 2 balls, no strikes.
Yeah, couldn't see where that one missed. Maybe a little bit outside, if anything, but that looks like a good spot. Even if it's not a strike, that's a good spot to live. Very hard to hit that pitch there on the outside corner.
The 2-0. That one's up, and you see Alexa Carter there looking back to the umpire saying, where are these missing?
Yeah, I mean, that one on the inside part of the plate looked, again, very good. I don't know.
3 balls, no strikes now. To the catcher, Cantrell. And that's outside. That's a 4-pitch walk. Not exactly what you wanted if you're Avi Strelo. Home run and then a 4-pitch walk puts a puts a zip on first base.
Right fielder number 10.
And nobody out still.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to bounce back from that. You have 2 straight very good pitches that you just get the bad call, and then it kind of gets in your head as a pitcher. You get upset by it, and then unfortunately she just couldn't go back attacking the zone.
Andrea Day now stepping into the batter's box for the Zips. First pitch misses away. That's now 5 consecutive out of the zone.
That one caught the plate, though. That was called strike.
Oh, it must have been a delayed call
Yeah.
then. Umpire gives her that one, and it's 0-1.
But I'll say those other 2 pitches looked like it was better than that.
Outside, 1-1. And you can hear Coach Salman is not happy early with the strike zone.
Yeah, I mean, we have a tough angle being up here on the roof. We're looking pretty much straight down at home plate, so definitely tough to see, but those ones looked like some good pitches, and as a pitcher, that really gets in your head. You start to think, what can I do right? If these pitches are missing, where am I supposed to throw it? Because you don't want to start throwing it right down the middle. That makes it far too easy for the hitters, so you have to try and keep living on the edges, painting the black, but then you're not getting the calls. It's just really tough mentally.
And I would say the one that she got for a strike looked more like a ball than the other 2 that were not called a strike.
It looked a little bit farther outside, so maybe it's a height thing here, but of course, I mean, it sounded like our crowd mic picked it up. Coach Solomon is very much agreeing with us that it doesn't look like it's too high.
And our crowd mic's not very loud, so she was emphasis about that. That was directed at Bobby Johnson, the home plate umpire.
Now, we don't have ABS here in Central Michigan softball, unfortunately.
So the count's 1-1. Zip on first. And the 1-1, that one is well up, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Andrea Day, the one in the box. Cantrell, the one at first. And Sullivan, the one that hits the home run. 2-1, that one is on the inside edge, and it's 2-2. That's a perfect pitch.
Yeah. Now 2-2 count, it's even. You, of course, still have to go attack in the zone, but somehow she's going to have to do better than those other pitches that were pretty much perfect. Again, you don't want to go more middle than that. It becomes way too hittable.
2-2. Swing and a ground ball to second. Petrovic over and back on the 4-6 to get the force out there, but safe at first base on the return fire. So an out at second gives us, that's our first out, right, Peyton?
Yes.
Yes, so that is the first out. And the situation basically stays the same. Runner on first and now only 1 out.
Correct. And that was a perfect pitch by Strelo. Going with the off-speed outside. You saw the batter Day was too early on it as a lefty, pulled it over. That's kind of what you want to do to keep it on the ground and make it very playable for that double play.
Kenzie Gath in the box. Pitch high and tight. And they're going to say that was a hit by pitch.
See, I didn't see that either.
It was up and in for sure, and Alexa Carter thought otherwise. And now Coach Solomon's out to have a chat once again.
I mean, if anything, it might have just barely clipped the jersey, the sleeve hanging out, but it didn't really look like it from here. Another tough break for the Chippewas. That's why Strelo's getting a pep talk from her infielders, just trying to stay mentally strong.
And Mackenzie Langan still throwing in the bullpen, which almost solidifies that she will be coming into this game at some point.
Most likely, yes. Which, of course, again, is opposite roles out of the 2 pitches. Langan is normally the starter for Game 1 of the series, and then Strelo is always there to come in relief.
So the first pitch here, first and second now with 1 out. And stepping to the plate is Delaney Jenkinson, the shortstop. And the count's 0-1 as the first pitch is a strike.
That's a big role for her here. 2 runners on with just 1 out. Try to get something deep in the outfield, trying to advance the runners.
0-1 is just outside.
That one looks like it was outside, I would agree, but again, that's a good spot to live. You don't want anything to be too hittable, and that outside pitch, if you can get the batter to be a little bit early on it, pull it to the pull side, makes for an easy ground ball and an easy play.
1-1's up and in again. Kind of losing her command a little bit here as the pitches rack up in this second inning.
Looks like her control when she pitches inside, too, gets a little erratic. Looks like her command on those outside pitches is very strong, though.
2-1. Got that one. I don't think our umpire is giving the quickest signals today. Kind of got to wait and see if Bobby Johnson is in fact going to call that a strike. Counts 2-2 now with 1 out. 2-2. Just missed, and I think that's the right call. I think that one might have been a hair outside.
That one, again, looked close, though. I mean, it's that same spot that she's been going to that most of the time will be called a strike. It's apparently just a tight zone today out of Bobby Johnson.
3-2 is right down the middle for strike 3, and that's a big second out for the Chippewas, a backwards K.
Well, I mean, that one's unquestionable. That's where he just dropped the off speed right down the heart of the plate. It had Jenkinson guessing, looking like it was going to stay out of the zone. Then it drops down center. That's a big strikeout, too, for this situation. With 2 runners on and 1 out, now you bring it to 2 outs, makes it a much easier job to strand those runners.
And it looks like we were going to get Brooks Civic to the plate, but it looks like we're going to get a pinch hitter early on in this one. And it is for Akron, number 87. That's Sydney Selker. So an early decision here to pull back your 9-hitter and bring on a pinch hitter. Two on, 2 outs. Selker takes ball 1 away.
And it's very probable, too, that Civic will come back and re-enter into the game following this at-bat.
Which is a rule in softball you don't see in other forms of baseball or stuff like that. On the inside edge, even took the count 1-1. Mackenzie Langen has stopped throwing. Either she's ready or they've changed their mind, and most likely she's ready. The 1-1 at the top of the zone. Won't get the call that time. 2 balls and a strike.
Elm looked good, too. Now on a 2-1 count, I mean, you gotta go right back, fire into the zone. As tough as it's been today, you have to have the confidence to go to the zone and make the hitter hit.
Long pause. The 2-1. That is outside. Tried to get her to chase. It's now 3 balls and a strike, a very hitter-friendly count here.
Yeah, and you can't lose this batter if you're Strelo in the circle. You can't give the free base to both the batter, but then also the 2 runners on base, making it just 60 feet away from scoring.
3-1. Swing and a miss. That's exactly what you needed there. 3-2.
And she was late on that fastball, so I think you go right back to that same pitch. Try and challenge her, see if she can catch up to it. You, of course, have to stay in the zone. No free walk, so I think that's the right pitch to go to.
I would say just attack again. There's no reason not to. 3-2. Just missed, up and in again. It's 3 balls, 2 strikes. Now it turns into a walk, and the bases are now loaded for the Akron Zips, and the lineup flips over. Megan Lee, the leadoff batter, who's 0 for 1 on the day, steps up.
Now Civic will go back and run at first base. Like I said, very likely that they'll re-enter.
The strategy you see out of these managers and coaches.
Stepping up to the plate, center fielder, number 77, Megan.
They get to do a lot more in softball than in baseball. There are a lot more moves that can be made.
Well, the flexibility, I mean, it's kind of countless. You can do so many different things. No balls, no strikes. First pitch is down and in, and the count's 1-0. If you're always Strelo on the mound, you just got to know you need 1 more out. It's not as big of a situation as you would think. If you can just get 1 more, you're out of it.
Absolutely.
Infield is in on the corners, protecting against the bunt. As that one is at the bottom of the zone, got a delayed call there, and the count's 1-1.
See, that one looked a lot lower, but maybe that's just where his zone is going to be living today. A little bit lower, a little bit less high. I mean, if you see that now of Strelo, you want to go back attacking that spot. That's a good spot to be if you can get that call.
1-1 is in, and it's 2 balls and a strike.
Again, it really seems like she loses her command when she's trying to pitch inside on the batter. When she goes outside, it looks like she's painting her spots, but inside it's going high, it's going low. It maybe even creeps in a little bit too far inside.
2-1, swung on and sent towards the soccer field behind us, and it's out of play. Now you just need 1 strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The bases are loaded. It's Akron 1, Central Michigan 0 in Game 1 of the double dip between the Chippewas and the Zips. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, inning over. Aubrey Strelo gets out of it with only allowing that home run to lead off the inning, but strands the bases loaded. We go to the third. It's 1-0 Zips on 101.1. The Beat. Drops down into the 7th spot for today's game, and she is going to lead off the inning by kicking the lines of the batter's box out of the way. She slaps hits this one down the left field line, headed towards a couple of pedestrians, but out of play.
That just hit the top of a light pole, and I don't know how that happened. I don't know what the odds of that are, but that was interesting. And yeah, Emma Lotus being near the bottom of the lineup now, it's very opposite of her normal leadoff spot, but it's not completely unfamiliar territory for her.
Ball up and away. She's a slap hitter is what they call her. She isn't here for the power. She's just to use her speed and get on base.
And the defense knows that. The left side of the field is creeping in on her, ready for that slap.
The 1-1 is fouled back, and once again, one hops in front of the third baseman.
The tough part about it, though, is it becomes a lot harder to catch up to the fastball, and that fastball has obviously been working very well for Jamrog. The Chippewa batter's unable to catch up to it, so it becomes an even tougher job for Lotus.
That 1-2 fouled back, headed our way, just out of my reach.
And that was a great job by Lotus to adjust that off speed. Again, she has to catch up to the fastball, so she has to be ready for it. But then that off speed starts to drop down, and she's already kind of loaded up and ready to swing at the fastball. Did a great job to keep her weight back and just catch a piece.
Fouled back again down the third base line, just continuing to poke it that way as the count stays 1-2 with nobody out here in the top of the third. You can hear the chants coming from the Central Michigan dugout. The ball fouled back again on the 1-2 down that third base line.
Well, we see one of the Akron workers. He's got, 4 balls in his hand? 5? I mean, he's tracking down all these different foul balls that Lotus is just fighting off, doing a great job of just extending the at-bat.
1-2. This one's in play, and it's up the middle into center field for a base hit. First hit of the day for the Central Michigan Chippewas, and that gets them going here in the top of the third.
That's a great swing, too. A line drive up the middle, and I feel like that's a result of just fouling off as many pitches as she did. It starts to wear down the pitcher. You start to think, what do I have to do? Where do I have to throw it to try and get one past the batter? And for Lotus, you're thinking, wow, I mean, she can't get anything by me. I'm staying alive for every pitch. I just have to keep fouling them off until I get the right pitch. She got the right pitch, and she took advantage with a hard line drive up the middle.
Sierra Alaska leads things off now. And the first pitch she sees is on the outside corner for a strike, and the count's 0-1.
And it's also a great advantage to have the leadoff batter of this inning, Emma Lotus, on first base, because as a typical leadoff batter, she's used to being on base with no outs and is a great speed threat.
Fun attempt by Alaska. And a slow retreat to first by Lotus. You thought she might have got the catcher napping there and she could have taken second base.
Well, in the bunt strategy here, too, I mean, that's a result of all the speed from Lotus. It makes it a much easier job to get to second. We've seen some plays where they try and take third as well with the bunts for CMU.
Another bunt attempt, same result, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Oh, no, they did call it 1 strike, so it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. On Sierra Alaska, you might. And now Coach Salmon, I don't think she agrees with what she just saw there.
I didn't quite see what it was she was arguing.
I think she was talking about the high pitch again, because they're not getting the high pitch, and that one is the one that was just a called strike. It was nothing on the swing. So that one swung on, sent out to left field. This is playable, and it's brought in for the first out. Haley Glass makes the catch, and there is one away for the number 9 batter in Tori Briggs.
Well, it's a tough spot for Alaska there, being forced into a 2-strike count and not really being able to get any swings in on the at-bat. Her job was to try and advance the runner, but unfortunately not being able to see enough pitches, kind of just popped one out to left field. That's the advantage that the pitcher Jamrog had, and she took advantage well.
First pitch is swung on and missed. Runner goes, throw down is in time. Pitch is a strike at the plate, throw down the second, guns down Lotus, and there is out number 2.
I mean, you really can't have any better of a throw from Cantrell behind the dish. Threw it right to where Emma Lotus was sliding in, right to the tag. I mean, the shortstop, Jenkinson, didn't even have to really tag because she just had to catch that ball where it was thrown, and it was already pretty much applying the tag.
0-1 catches the outside corner, 0-2 now as the Chippewas all of a sudden, just like that, are down to their final strike in the third.
Well, it was very important for the Chippewa bats this half inning to extend as long as possible as there's a ball thrown to keep that red-hot offense that just had 7 at-bats off, and out of the box. You want to try and keep them in the field and start to cool down. But unfortunately, it's just going way too quick.
1-2, sent right to the second baseman, and a bobble and a regroup and a grab for Brooke Civic. We go to the bottom of the third. Still 1-0 Akron here on 101.1 The Beat. For Michigan as we go to the bottom half of the third. Still 1-0 Zips. As we get things started here, the 2, 3, and 4 hitters are going to come to the plate for Akron. Haley Glass will lead things off. And the first pitch coming up here from Aubrey Strelo is a strike at the bottom of the zone, and the count's 0-1.
I mean, she just recently found out she can live in that bottom of the zone and still get some calls. If she's not getting them elsewhere, that might have to be where she's going to want to go with a lot of pitches.
Long pause here before the 0-1 pitch. That is up and in. And the count is 1-1. Not sure what is happening out in center. I didn't see it, but after that first pitch was thrown, there was some scrambling around going on out there. The 1-1 missed away, and the 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, I don't know if she was still there for that first pitch, but Emma Lotus was out in left field talking to Jenna Kuzera. Then after the first pitch, she starts running over there. I don't know if she was there the whole time or ran there between pitches, but Strelo had to take a minute and make sure her defense was settled.
There's a fly ball deep left field. That ball's got a chance. It is gone. Home run, Haley Glass. It's 2-0 Akron here in the bottom of the third.
Again, that didn't seem like she really got all of it, but it's really carrying out in the deep part of the outfield. It doesn't look like there's much wind, but when it gets up high, that wind really starts to push it and push it. That really felt like a pop-up to left field, and it just kept going.
Sophie Wyglass leads things, or steps into the box next with a no-out, no-on situation. And now the lead is doubled. It's 2-0 in favor of the Akron Zips.
Well, it's the same scenario as the last inning. Leadoff home run, so now this batter comes up. The second batter of the inning comes in with no on and no out, just with the larger lead.
First pitch up and away. Counts 1-0. Really got to find a way to regroup now. Akron's starting to get comfortable, and you got to find a way to make them uncomfortable. 1-0, swung on and sent our way. Peyton will not dive for that one as it goes a little bit too far to our right.
Well, the problem here, Evan, is if I dive, then I'm diving down 3 stories, and I don't think that'll feel good landing on either more of the bleachers or a lot of rocks and concrete down under us.
That sounds like a fair point. The 1-1 is at the bottom of the zone. 2 balls at a strike, just missed again.
Unfortunately, it doesn't really matter if I catch it. It's more important that the players in the game catch it.
That is true. 2-1. Slow roller to third. Easy play for the 5-3 put out. And a good throw over there by Grace Canning. 4, out number 1.
Well, take advantage of that. Take some momentum if you can for Strelo. Got a nice out after that. Again, didn't really feel like the most conventional home run, but being in a 2-0 deficit now, you have to keep as many runs off the board, especially if your Chippewa bats really can't get anything going. So use the momentum and try and get through this inning as quick as possible.
First pitch misses outside. All right, never mind. Another late call there for a strike. That one did look a little bit off the plate, though, but nonetheless counts 0-1. Lily Sullivan steps into the box. She hit the home run in the second inning. She's looking to do it again, but not on that pitch. Swing and a miss. 0-2.
We might have to slow you down. I mean, you're making the call before the home plate umpire does.
I'm just used to that call coming right away, but he really takes his time. He sets his legs, gets a good stance, and then goes up with the arm. 0-2 is outside, and the count goes 1-2 now.
See how much more smooth that is? You take a moment, just wait and see. You got to adjust for all these different issues we have to work with. First it was the hail.
Outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. With 1 out and the bases empty and a 2-0 lead for Akron in the bottom of the 3rd.
I know I'm not a scientist, but I really don't understand how we got hail, snow, and rain all at the same time.
And it's May 2nd. Throw that in there as well. That one misses up on another really close pitch. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, you can't lose this at bat, and you had her 2 strikes. No free bases. Got to go to the zone.
Like she does. Strike 3 looking. And that's the second out.
Well, there you go. 2 straight outs following the home run. Now the momentum's on your side. Now just see if you can keep it rolling.
Katie Cantrell steps into the batter's box as she gets her opportunity now. With the bases empty and 2 outs. First pitch, swung on and fouled back right at home plate, 0-1.
Well, at least with the foul balls, you know what the ball strike count's going to be. No matter what, it's going to be a strike.
You know, you didn't mention that we are on the roof. If we turn around and look behind us, we can also see what's going on at the Akron baseball diamond, as that one does miss. Counts 1-1. They're playing Kent State right now. Pretty decent crowd over there as well.
Looks like a 4-2 game in favor of Akron.
There's a ground ball to third on their side, and they just almost had a double play. On our side, there's a swing and a pop-up out of play down the right field line. Count goes 1-2. As that just kind of stuck in the grass there.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can see how muddy it is. Good thing there was a tarp all over the infield, or else we wouldn't be playing today.
The 1-2. Slow and weak chopper at home plate, foul. Still 1-2. Good at bat here by Cantrell.
Yeah, that was a great pitch by Straley. The off-speed outside, that one might have been an outside enough to be a ball, but it looked good enough for Cantrell to chase it, and she just barely hit it off the end of the bat to stay alive.
1-2 is strike 3 looking. Back-to-back Ks ends the inning. We are headed to the 4th. Akron does add on another run. It is 2-0. Top 4 next on 101.1. The Beat.
Chippewa bats, but Maddie Jamrog in the circle is log rolling right through those Chippewa batters. It's now inning 4, and the Akron Zips lead 2-0. First pitch strike to Angela Petrovich. I'm Peyton Price, taking over play-by-play for innings 4 and 5. Evan Furno with me here.
Hey. That's all I can. Nah, it's been a good one so far for Akron. They've really settled in. They've controlled their offense.
I mean, it really feels like they were settled from the start. It's a 1-1 count. The bats, I mean, apart from just the 3-batter inning in the first, I mean, innings 2 and 3, they're putting runs on the board. Swinging a ground ball right back to the pitcher Jamrog. Easy play to first to get the leadoff out in Angela Petrovich.
Yeah, Jamrog just not allowing a lot of hard contact, barely any contact of all in that matter.
Really? Yes.
And just the slow dribblers to first and second and third are just really not going to work. You got to find a way to work at bats, get guys on base, and try to move them around.
Yeah, I mean, in the first 2 innings of the 6 outs, 5 of them were strikeouts. Jana Kuzera at the plate now, swinging and fouling it back for strike 1, was the only one to not strike out, and that was with a fly out to the warning track in deep center field. So if the Chippewa batters can utilize the velocity from Jamrog, they can really get a hold of one and push one out to the deep outfield. But unfortunately, they really haven't been able to put one together. There's another ground ball right back to Jamrog. That one with a little bit more haste, but Jamrog makes the play.
Now, pitchers are athletes, too. They know how to field their own position. Easy back-to-back groundouts for the first 2 outs.
Back in my time, there was one specific inning where I was pitching. I got 3 straight ground balls right back to me as the first pitch of this at-bat to Williams is fouled off. I made all 3 plays, and as I'm going back to the dugout, I hear the other coach yelling, "All right, we know the pitcher can field. Let's stop hitting it to him." I mean, yeah, they know how to make some plays. So, I mean, obviously the strategy here now is the first 2 outs of this inning, we're back to the pitcher. Let's try and hit it somewhere else.
That must have made you feel pretty good.
I mean, it did, yes. It'll be a 1-1 count to London Williams, struck out in the first inning.
He did the same thing I did. He did call that a late strike.
Wow. I mean, I was giving you heat for it. I deserve it right back. The 0-2 misses inside.
It does.
You're going to wait an extra couple of steps there, too. Got to wait a little bit. Yeah, I mean, you're totally right.
Actually, I think you were right. The umpire said it was 2 balls and a strike. The scoreboard operator is the one who's wrong.
Well, there's a deep fly ball out toward right field at the wall. Hits the top of it. Hits the white on the top. Williams is headed for third. And she'll roll in there standing, a 2-out triple for London Williams.
Perfect. Excellent. Great execution there. It's a perfect swing. That's also as close as you could possibly be to a home run without actually hitting a home run. That is off the top of the wall. And a triple for London Williams. Put Central Michigan with a runner on third. I mean,
did we come to a consensus on who was right in that situation? Was it a ball? Was it a strike?
It was a 2-1 count on the pitch that led to the triple.
See, but I don't know how that happened.
We blame it on the people beneath us.
For sure. Absolutely. First pitch, a ball to Grace Koenig. Now with 2 outs trying to start a rally with London Williams on third.
I know we still got a lot of softball left in this game, but this run feels important that you got to get home.
Yeah, I mean, all the momentum is going to Akron defensively. I mean, the defense really hasn't had to make many plays. It's all been Maddie Jamrog in the circle, but then offensively, 2 home runs. They're hitting the ball well. Chippewas have to get something going as soon as possible before they're out of time. There's a delayed strike call, but still a strike, so a 1-2 count to Koenig. With 2 outs and a runner on third, the pitch misses high and out.
All these pitches have been outside and up. So got to find a way to not chase out of the zone here because none of them have been to the inside of the plate.
The 2-2 misses in that same spot, high and out.
Really just got to take your time if you're Koenig. You don't need a home run swing here. You just need a base hit.
2 outs, runner on third. The full count, fouled off into the netting and right back into the infield. So Maddie Jamrog will go pick it up for herself.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good execution. She was trying to just push it towards left center, and that's what you got to do. You don't want to be swinging for the fences. Now, if you get one, that'd be nice, but that should not be your key in the at-bat.
Another 3-2, misses high and out. So that's a walk for Grace Koenig. Now runners on the corners for Alexa Carter.
Yeah, now Alexa Carter's goal is just pretty much the same thing. You got 2 outs, you know you need a base hit. You don't need to use your power here. Wonder if you might want to see Koenig on first move a little bit, try to disrupt Akron, and maybe try to steal second base.
That's a strategy we do see often from the Chippewas with runners on first and third. With 2 outs, it might be questionable, but we'll see. First pitch misses outside for ball 1 to Alexa Carter. Carter been a great power hitter, although we see the consistency is part of an issue. We see either one weekend she's hitting the ball really well and batting over 500, or she's really in a slump for the next weekend. Waiting a little bit for that call. It looks like it's going to be a ball, so 2-0 count. It looked like it was close enough to be a strike.
That one they have gotten today a couple of times, so I see your hesitation.
The 2-0 to Carter. Koenig takes off from first, and she's going to get herself in a pickle to try and allow Williams on third to score, but Williams just stays home, and Koenig will take second.
I mean, I think that we just spoke that steal into existence, and now a base hit probably ties the game depending on where the ball goes. And it's a very hitter-friendly count, 3-0. I would not swing here.
The 3-0. Well, she does, and she lifts one out to right field. That'll get down in right field. Koenig being sent home, and she'll score. We have 2 runners in, and we're tied.
I apologize for everything that I just said. That was a perfect pitch to swing at, and it leads to 2 runs, and this game is tied. Great job there by Alexa Carter to get this game even.
It wasn't the prettiest of swings. It looked like it was off the bat, but a line drive out toward right field got down in front of Day in right field. And look at that. I mean, like you said, a single there brings home 2 runs instead of just the 1.
And we might be getting a switch here by Salman. Maybe we're going to get a pinch runner in a moment. And we are.
Yeah, and we see this often for the Chippewas as well. So I believe that's Ella Lugie who will be running for Alexa Carter, and then following this, Alexa Carter will re-enter in the catcher's position. So with 2 outs, the Chippewas drive in 2 runs to tie it in the top of the 4th. First pitch to Cairo, misses. It gets past the catcher, so Lugie will take second.
That's why she's playing out there. That's why she comes in to pinch run. She knows she has speed. They know that they want her to use her speed. And she saw drop the ball. She just took off for second base. And now you got a runner in scoring position.
There's going to be a circle visit for Maddie Jamrog.
Interesting, they only bring the catcher, the pitching coach, or the head coach to the mound, where Central Michigan brings everybody in.
Yes.
Interesting decision there.
I mean, this was just a quick visit. Just try and calm down the pitcher. I mean, first 2 outs, ground ball is right back to her, and then from there it was a triple, it was a walk, and then a 2 RBI single. So the Chippewas have the momentum, and obviously it might be eaten alive. Jamrog now in the circle. As there's a line drive up the middle. That'll get through. Loogie rounds third. She's headed home, and there's going to be no throw, and the Chippewas take the lead.
That's a great swing. That nutmegged Ella Loogie at second base. I mean, she had to Air Jordan her way over that ball and then found her way to get around third and score without a throw. Great at bat, and now we have the lead.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, that's extraordinarily impressive. To jump over that ball, slow down your momentum, and still have the speed to get to third, round third, and score. And there wasn't even a throw home. I mean, it was no contest.
And it's not one of those where it's just like a little dribbler. That was a line drive that she had to jump over.
That was probably the hardest hit ball of the day. And we have 2 home runs and a triple off the top of the wall. That was a rocket off the bat of Rachel Cairo. And that single is an RBI single to give the Chippewas the lead 3-2 in the top of the 4th.
All 3 runs with 2 outs as Emma Lotus is in the box.
Lotus flashes bunt, pulls away. Interesting strategy. 2 outs with just a runner on first to bunt. Lotus did have the first hit for the Chippewas to lead off the last inning. It's going to be a 1-1 count. Oh, we switched that to a 2-out. I mean, we're all over the place. There's a foul ball out of play, third base side.
Yeah, scoreboard said 0-2, then they flipped it to 1-1, and then they flipped it to 2-0, so we got to make up our mind here.
See, we have a tough time trying to figure out what our calls by the home plate umpire are, so we look over to the scoreboard to see what they're thinking.
And they don't know.
When they're mistaken as well, I mean, it goes all over the place. So now it's being switched to a 1-2 count. And that wasn't our fault. It was actually changed by the umpire, the 1-2. Flown out toward the left center gap. They'll make it down, but a diving grab by Haley Glass in left will strain the runner and get out of the top of the 4th. However, the Chippewas tack on 3 runs in a well-sparked 2-out rally to take the lead. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th. Chippewas lead 3-2 on the Chippewa Sports Network.
I'm in almost
every day.
Interesting situation. We saw Mackenzie Langen warm up. She's now not been throwing for 2 innings now. I wonder if we will see her at all today.
Grounded to first base, and an easy play by Williams to just flash the glove and step on the bag.
She made that look a lot easier than that play actually was. That's a ball fading away from her, or fading towards her glove hand, I should say, but it's still a tough play to reach out for a ball on the infield like that.
At least it was a high chopper, so she was able to field it on that high bounce. Trying to field the short hop would have made it a lot more difficult. Very quick out. Now it's Kenzie Gaddy with 1 out in the right-handed batter's box against the left-handed pitcher Strelo. First pitch, we're going to wait for it. Looks like a ball.
First pitch is indeed a ball. It's an interesting situation here because the first out coming quickly after you put up 3 runs is excellent. You just got to keep it going now and get your hot bats back up.
Exactly. The 1-0 misses high. 2-0 count to Gaddy.
Because, I mean, Central Michigan had 4 straight 2-out hits, or 2-out reaches, I should say, with a walk in there as well.
Yes.
So you want those bats back up as soon as possible.
The 2-0 finds the zone for a 2-1 count. And Strelo did her job to get the first out very quickly. Now in 3 straight pitches, no swing from Gaddy, trying to slow it down. Here's the 2-1, swung on and lined for the short hop to be fielded by Cairo and thrown over to first for the out.
That's another defensive play that she made look really easy. She has been diving anywhere, catching backhands anywhere. And now there's 2 away just like that.
Yeah, very tough. Trying to field that weird spinner. That looked like it was in off the hands off the bat. Had some weird spin for a line drive. The 1-hop, short hop, fielded very well by Cairo. It's a great play to field that on the backhand as well and just step right into throw. So 2 outs for Delaney Jenkinson. First pitch swinging. That one's no question what the call is. That's going to have to be a strike.
Yeah, swing and a miss.
So now Strelo knocking on the door of a 1-2-3 inning, and a very quick one at that, which is like you said, very important to get those hot bats right back up. The 0-1, right down Broadway. I mean, I feel like anyone could have called that a strike. Early 0-2 count for Strelo. In the driver's seat for this at-bat. Has the opportunity to be creative with some off-speed, mix up some speeds and some locations. Here's the 0-2. Swung on and missed. 3 runs and then 3 straight outs by the Chippewas. They'll head to the top of the 5th, still holding that lead and hopefully holding the momentum with the bats. We'll return for the top of the 5th in just a moment on the Chippewa Sports Network.
Smog, garbage.
Top of the 5th, they still have the lead 3-2.
You know, we didn't start the broadcast by saying it's the Zips versus the Fire Up Chips.
Right.
So
we had to fit it in somehow, and I think that worked perfectly. Fly ball out toward left field. It's high, and it's going toward foul territory, but Haley Glass will have enough room and track it down for the first out.
Yeah, the swing was just underneath that ball a little bit, popped it up. Easy play for out number 1.
The right fielder.
Well, unfortunately, the bat did not stay fired up, but Tori Briggs might have an answer for that. She's now up with the 1 out. It'll be a righty-righty matchup. Jamrog looking to get back in her groove. Last 2 innings haven't been what we expected out of her after the first 2 innings. First pitch ball. Hopefully that's correct.
That seems to be correct.
Hard to tell these days. The 1-0. Line drive down the first base line and foul.
Tori Briggs, she's had a couple of good plays defensively and part of that rare 9-3 double play. I'd like to see her get the bat going a little bit here in her second at-bat before the lineup flips over for the 3rd time.
Count even at 1s. The pitch from Jamrog. In on the hands, blooped out past second base, but Jenkinson has enough room as the shortstop to field it.
Yeah, I feel like you described that perfectly. That was right in on the hands. If it was a good swing, it seemed well timed because she sent it straight away, but right to the shortstop for out number 2.
Well, we got the 1-2-3 inning we were looking for by Aubrey Strelo in the Chippewa defense. Now Jamrog and the Akron defense looking to answer that right back. It's back to the top of the order for Petrovic. Grounded out right back to Jamrog, her last at-bat. Struck out in the first at-bat. It'll be an 0-2 count. Great location so far in this at-bat by Jamrog. Has the advantage. Now Petrovic has to stay alive. Line drive right to the shortstop, Jenkinson, to make 2 outs in a row to put out the Chippewas 1-2-3. That's back-to-back 1-2-3 half innings, and we'll head to the bottom of the 5th for the Akron Bats when we return on the Chippewa Sports Network. Civic and Aubrey Strelo still in the circle for the Chippewas, and those 2 runs she's given up, just solo home runs. We haven't seen the bats for the Zips really come together and spark a rally.
Not since those solo home runs have really been all we've seen. They did have a little bit of something in the early innings, so the bats kind of got going early despite only 2 runs to show for it. But since the 3 runs, Central Michigan's really just found a way to hunker down and just go out by out and get out by out.
The 1-1 to Civic, swung on a miss, 1-2 count. Yeah, in that second inning, there were bases loaded for the Zips, and then Aubrey Strelo was able to strand them. I mean, apart from that, they really haven't been able to string together the hits to bring home the runs. The 1-2 from Strelo, swing and a miss. Back-to-back punch-outs for Strelo.
That's a great pitch. It was outside, got her to chase. 1 away.
Next up, center fielder, Megan.
So now Megan Lee up for her 3rd at-bat.
And this is interesting. Now we're starting to see the same players for the 3rd time now. And is it going to be a different approach to the plate or approaching the circle for Central Michigan?
Lee is 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. She pops it up in the infield. It'll be Koenig, the 3rd baseman, who calls it and reels it in for a quick out number 2.
Did not realize that Koenig is actually wearing sunglasses right now.
Which is interesting because there's no sun anywhere in sight.
And also, as you can hear probably in my microphone, there's a lot of wind.
There is a ton of wind.
But we look at that flag in center field, and it is not moving.
I don't understand. We're about at the same point as the flag as far as height goes, yet all the wind is on us and not on the flag. First pitch, taken for a strike by Glass. Yeah, I hope that the fans listening at home can hear us well enough, because all we hear in our headsets is wind. The 0-1 to Glass. Off the hands, fouled straight back, and Carter catches it off the netting.
Seen a few of those so far here today.
Yeah. Very bouncy netting. So it'll be an 0-2 count to Glass. Could potentially be 3 straight 1-2-3 half innings. Here's the pitch. Called strike 3 looking. Another 1-2-3 inning for Aubrey Strelo.
I mean, she has been fantastic today.
For the hits, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody.
Yet another 1-2-3 inning. We'll head to the top of the 6th. Evan Furno will retake over play-by-play for innings 6 and 7 when we return on the Chippewa Sports Network.
Top of the 6th, Central Michigan at bat. Jenna Kuzera swings at the first pitch. It's a slow roller to second and a bobble. That's going to lead off the inning with an E4 by Civic. And the early offense, you see, if you just put a pitch in play, it's going to lead to stuff, Payne.
Yeah, I mean, first pitch swinging, you really don't want it to be a ground ball. You want to take advantage if you're swinging first pitch. But, I mean, just getting in play in this cold weather can work just like that. It ate up Civic, and now there's a leadoff runner on for the Chippewas.
First pitch swinging, London Williams fouls it down the third base line and out of play. 2 separate Akron Zips go to get the foul ball. Counts 0-1.
Normally, isn't it a player out of the dugout that'll go chase it if it's foul?
They have such good sportsmanship.
I guess.
They just want to be the one.
I guess so.
Looking for a little bit more insurance before the bottom half of the inning. There's a bunt attempt that goes foul, and now you can't do that again with 2 strikes.
No, I mean, it's a good idea. Like you said, you want to get more insurance runs. You want to tack on a larger lead with a good runner on first and Kuzera, a good bunt. We'll get her to second surely, but we've seen some plays where the Chippewas try and advance from first to third on a bunt. That's not out of the question.
The 0-2 just misses on the outside. Very close pitch and a good take, and it's 1-2.
I think that's the right call. I think that's that same location where he's been calling a ball for the Chippewa pitchers as well.
1-2. That's well up. Throwback to first on the pick back, not in time.
That was also a close call.
It was a very close play, and Jenna Kuzera back in there safely. The count's 2-2. Kuzera on first. There's nobody out. We're in the top of the 6th inning. Central Michigan 3-2 lead. There's a fly ball left field. That ball's over the head and off the wall. Kuzera rounding third. They are sending her home. Play at the plate is in time. Over to third base goes London Williams. But the play at the plate, Kuzera is out, and there's one away.
I mean, that one's tough. I definitely think that she was out, and by far, I mean, I could tell when she was rounding third. I was thinking a decent throw. I mean, it didn't even have to be a perfect throw, but a decent throw would be plenty in time to get the out. That's an aggressive wave home by Coach Solomon. But, I mean, again, you're trying to tack on some runs. There's no point in just keeping your runners on the base path and straining them. So, I mean, take the risk. Why not?
Grace Koenig now, runner on third, one away. Swing and a miss on the first pitch, counts 0-1. It looked like Kuzera was out when she was about 2/3 down that line.
I mean, again, I think as she was rounding, I felt like she was going to be out for sure.
They were being very aggressive with it. That one misses away, and the count's 1-1. Well, now if you're Koenig at the plate, you got to pick up your teammate and try to get this running.
Well, the benefit is that by Kuzera going home and the throw going home, Williams is able to take third and essentially replace her.
Bunt coming right back our direction, but knocked down by the protective netting. And once again, now there's 2 strikes, so you're going to have to swing away.
Yeah, you have to protect, but you also have a job of bringing home that runner. With the corners playing in, you essentially want to hit it anywhere but to the corners. That's essentially the only spot to not go.
1-2 is up and outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Typically the rule of thumb is if you're on second or third, a ground ball to the left side of the infield, you're going to stay where you're at. But with the corners especially, it makes for a much easier play to go home.
2-2 misses again. And it's now 3 balls and 2 strikes after 2 really aggressive takes, I would say.
If Koenig can lift something to pretty much any part of the outfield, it should be enough for a sac fly.
3-2, though, is a swing and a miss on a pitch in the zone. And that is strike 3, and there is 2 away. But now Alexa Carter comes to the plate.
Alexa Carter.
And she had a pretty good at-bat last time.
Yes, the 2 RBI single to tie the game, which then got her on base to score on Well, essentially, her hit got her on base for Ella Loogie to come in and run and then score. So essentially she can account for it.
There we go.
To then take the lead. But yeah, a great hitter to have at the plate with a runner in scoring position.
Counts 1-0, and now 2-0 as that one misses inside and brushes back Carter off the plate.
I mean, now it's going to have to be a base hit.
2-0 is away. Hitters count goes extreme. 3-0. We've already seen one 3-0 swing today for the Chippewas. That was pretty impressive, and it led to a triple. Now you have an opportunity here, 3-0 again. The 3-0 swung on and fouled back.
Well, if you remember the 2 RBI single by Alexa Carter last at bat, I'm pretty sure that was a 3-0 count, in which you said, I don't think there's a world where she swings at this pitch. And then she swung at it and got the RBI, the 2 RBI single.
And she swings at this one, fouls it back to 3-1, swung on to left field. That is over the left fielder's head and down. Central Michigan gets that insurance run. How about a 2-out RBI single by the catcher, Alexa Carter?
Well, there you go. I mean, you had to get a hit, and no better way to do it than a hard line drive that lands on the warning track out in left field, a one-hopper on the wall. Unfortunately, she hit it so hard that she didn't have enough time to go take second. So that's about as long of a single as you're going to get, but it's an RBI single.
Rachel Cairo steps into the box, 2 outs, runner on first. And the first pitch is swung on and missed at home plate. The count's 0-1.
It's also good to see for Alexa Carter that this might be one of those series where she's going to be really good at the plate and hopefully bat over 500. She's had plenty of weekend series, conference series, in which she ends the series batting over 500.
0-1, outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. One misses up. 2 balls, 1 strike. Chance to just keep the line moving here with 2 outs. You already got 1 insurance run here in the top of the 6th. You're looking for another with Carter on first. Fouled back, and the count goes even at 2-2.
Well, if the Chippewas can hold on to that lead and win this game, they're going to have won this game because of their 2-out hitting. All 4 of those runs scored on hits with 2 outs, and that's very important for the batters, for the bats, especially when you already gave up those 2 runs off of home runs.
2-2 is popped up. This is going to get out of play.
To where you see that the other team, they're only scoring on the home runs. They're not really stringing their hits together. For the Chippewas to get to 2 outs and then get all these hits to bring in the runs, that's very crucial.
When you're playing baseball or softball, coaches really want you to work on your 2-out hitting, as that one is swung on and fouled back, because it's such an important part of the game. Counts even 2-2. 2 outs, runner on first. RBI already came in for Central Michigan thanks to Alexa Carter. It's 4-2 Chippewas now in the top of the 6th. 2-2. Swing and a fly ball to right field. This one's carrying a little bit, but not deep enough. It'll be brought in by Day. And that ends the top of the 6th inning. Central Michigan does add on, though. We go bottom 6 next on 101 point.
Well, with back-to-back 1-2-3 innings for the Bats of Akron, something needs to start right now. They're down to their last 6 outs. Aubrey Strelo in the circle has found her groove, and she's stayed in it.
First pitch outside. 1-0.
And now being down 2, I mean, you got to get the run somehow, and you don't want to save them for the last inning.
One-0 misses outside. 2 balls and no strikes.
I also find it very impressive for Strelo. She only gave up 2 runs on solo home runs. I mean, it's going to happen. You're going to miss a spot, and they're going to take advantage. But to avoid stringing the hits together and bringing home runs that way is very good.
2-0 misses in. 3 ball. Never mind, they got the call on that one. 2 balls and a strike. That was not a strike. I'm sorry, I have to say it. That one looked very in.
It was also a very delayed call, so I will give you the benefit of the doubt on that one.
So it's 2 balls and a strike. Still a hitter's count here. Long pause on the 2-1. Top of the zone. No call that time. It's 3-1.
Well, you don't want to give away a free base. I mean, Strelo's going to have to go attacking the zone in this 3-1 count. Unfortunately, that also means it's going to have to be something hittable.
3-1. Swing and a ground ball or foul ball behind home plate. And it's full now, 3-2.
that fastball's been working very, very well for Strelo as well. A lot of the hitters are very late on them, not able to get ahead on it. So I think she might want to go back there.
Try to double up on that last pitch. The 3-2. Swing and a pop-up. This one might stay in play. First base side, and it does. Great play down the first base line for London Williams to make the catch at foul territory. There's one away.
Next up, your Zed. Third baseman.
So now batting Lily Sullivan with one out and the bases empty.
I mean, and if you look back to that third inning in which Strelo gave up a solo home run.
As the first pitch misses up for a ball, counts 1-0.
That was a leadoff home run. She then had 3 straight outs, and then it was the 2 1-2-3 innings, and now first out here. That's a lot of outs in a row. Hopefully she can keep that going and get through the rest of the game with as little pressure as possible.
That would equal 10, Peyton. 10 outs in a row.
Thank you.
2-0 is the count as that one misses away.
I just want to finish my thought. Didn't really want to add any math to that.
No, that's fine. 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 1, yes. The 2-0 is in the middle of the plate for a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike now.
I mean, she should have all the confidence in the world with 10 straight outs, but she's still missing the zone early in these at-bats.
Swing and a fly ball deep right field. This ball's got a chance, and that ball is gone. Home run down the right field line ends that 10 consecutive out streak, and the Zips are back within a run. If you're Central Michigan, you are thankful that you got that insurance run in the top half of the inning.
Oops. Didn't mean to jinx that.
Well, it happens.
I mean, like you said, fortunately the Chippewas had the insurance run, so they still hold the lead. So now hopefully Strelo can just erase that from her memory, be a goldfish, now just worry about this at-bat and then the next one after that.
That's the second home run of the game as well for Lily Sullivan, and it brings the catcher to the plate as the first pitch is swung on and missed. As Cantrell steps in, count goes 0-1 with 1 out here. Bottom 6, Akron back within a run. It's 4-3. Swing and a miss, 0-2.
I mean, despite the home run, Strelo still needs to try and pitch to contact. Her defense has been very clean behind her.
That one up and in, fouled back. I wonder if she didn't swing, that might have hit her.
So, we tend to say in off the hands when it's off the handle the ball goes off of. That one might have been in off the hands. That did not sound good, although Cantrell seems fine. I really thought that one went off her actual hands.
She's a catcher. She's tough. The 0-2. That one misses well outside of the ball, out of hand, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Good showing from the Central Michigan faithful here in Akron for Game 1 of 2 today and Game 1 of the 3-game series. The 1-2. Misses up, and the count goes even. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I wonder if they're going to do the same thing as us and just stay in town for the entire week leading up to the MAC tournament starting Wednesday.
Yes, MAC tournament does start on Wednesday. Your Central Michigan Chippewas will be there. As
will we.
As will we. We will take you through a championship run. There's a base hit left field. And a 1-out single leads to back-to-back hits. And now Akron getting some of that momentum back. We knew they weren't going to go down quietly as Dave steps to the plate.
Hopefully that run that we have in the tournament is as long as possible. I may want to get home at some point, but I'd also like to get home with hopefully conference championship.
Yeah, a little bit of hardware would be nice. Meeting on the mound with all the infielders coming in. This meeting is led by Alexa Carter. She's really taken stride as one of the leaders of this team.
Absolutely, and the catcher-pitcher relationship is going to be as strong as any. That's the person that knows you best, that's catching every pitch that you throw, so she knows exactly what she needs to say to Aubrey Strelo to try and settle her down. And now it seems like the infield themselves are trying to have their own little strategive meeting themselves just to make sure they're all on the same page, especially with now a runner on. They need to know what they need to do with 1 out.
Ava Hensley is now pinch running at first base for Akron. as there is 1 out, 1 on, 1 in here in the bottom of the 6th inning as we wind down game 1 of the doubleheader. First pitch does miss the outside corner, and the count goes 1-0.
We see the corners playing in, potentially expecting bunt, which wouldn't be a bad play here to try and get that tying run in scoring position.
We know there's speed in the batter's box as that one misses inside. It is now 2 balls, no strikes.
Well, Day hasn't flashed bunt at all. Corners are still playing in, though, just in case.
Maybe looking for some form of a slap hit, maybe. The 2-0. Swing and a miss. That's a good pitch, and it's 2-1.
Well, that's got to be the start of coming back in this at-bat. Again, with the runner on, you never want to give up a free base with a walk, but especially with the runner on to move them into scoring position, you can't let up a walk. So being in that 2-0 deficit, you got to go attack in the zone, and that's a great way to get it started.
The 2-1. Swing and a miss again. Went right back to it, and it's 2-2.
Now, it looks like it's the off-speed she's throwing there, which her fastball had been so effective earlier on that when she goes to the off-speed, the batters are trying to play that fastball, and they can't quite adjust to the off-speed, and they swing right through it.
The 2-2. Swing and a miss. That is a big out number 2, and it's strike 3.
Yeah, that's huge. To get the out while also keeping the tying run at first and not anywhere closer, that is massive for trying to keep them with that lead and also with momentum.
So Kenzie Gates now will step to the plate. And the count goes 0-0 with 2 outs and a runner on and a run in as that one misses up, and the count's now 1-0. You want to get out of this inning, get your offense back up, try to add that run that you've lost here in the bottom half. 1 ball, no strikes. The 1-0. Got the bottom of the zone. It's 1-1.
Again, I'm surprised to see all this success from Strelo when she's really not attacking the zone early. We've seen a lot of first pitch balls, and then she's going to have to come back in the at-bat, but she's somehow making it work.
She's trusting herself that she can get back in these at-bats. That one does catch again on the outside corner of the zone, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 outs.
I will say that spot right there is, that looks like the outside ball call we've been seeing all day. So a lucky call she's going to get from the home plate umpire. Hopefully she can take advantage.
Jammed her there, fouled it back down the third base line, and the count goes 1-2. I would try to get the outside corner again. That seems to have been working a little bit this inning. Wouldn't mind Strelo to go back there.
And again, she seemingly had a lot more control going to the outside part of the plate. She's been able to paint those pitches a lot better. So I think that's where she wants to go in this 1-2 count.
Speaking of the 1-2, here it is. And that one just missed, and you see Strelo give a little bow to that one that she wanted. And it's now 2-2.
Yeah, that's the perfect spot, 1-2. That's the pitch where you got the strike call that was a little gracious, but it's still off the plate and very tough for a batter to try and go chase that one because it just doesn't really feel like a strike.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, the 2-2. Check, swing, swung through it anyways, strike 3, and the inning comes to a close. Akron gets 1 back. Central Michigan comes to bat for the last time in the top of the 7th inning. We'll go there next on 101.1 The Beats. We go to the final inning of our 7-inning softball game here today, and we sit with Emma Lotus leading things off as Central Michigan looks to get 1 of their runs back. 4-3 is their score in favor of the Chippewas as the first pitch is in there for a strike, and the count's 0-1.
Well, we're going to hope that it's just a 7-inning game. Chippewas with the lead. We're going to hope that they can either add on to it or hold it to get this out in 7 instead of going to extra innings.
Mackenzie Langen going back into the Central Michigan bullpen. There's a slap, foul down the third base line again, and that is where Emma Lotus has lived today. Down the third base line, but mostly in foul territory.
Well, that's the result of being a slap hitter from the left-handed batter's box. You're going to be a little bit late on any pitch you don't get a hold of. That's exactly where it's going to go.
The 0-2. That one missed away. It was a ball out of hand, and the count goes 1 ball, 2 strikes. Do you think with Mackenzie Langen warming, do you think we could see her in the 7th, or is this just to get her a little bit of an extra early start for Game 2?
It could certainly be either of those scenarios. I think strategically for me, I would keep Strelo in the game with how well she's been pitching.
I totally agree. Foul ball, 1-2 is the count.
And again, she's now given up her third run, but it's all been just solo home runs. She's been doing a great job, like I've said before, of not letting those runs or those hits string together to score runs.
There's a little blooper, but right to the shortstop. The shortstop has been busy today, and Jenkinson makes the catch for out number 1. Bringing Sierra Alaska to the plate now for the Chippewas, and looks like Coach Salmon's going to change some things up here. And we're going to get a pinch hitter, Peyton.
Yeah, I think that's Kira Tolme trying to change things up late in the game. Obviously, I mean, it's just trying to find whatever can possibly work, especially going into the MAC tournament this next week. It's experimenting things, making some changes, trying to tweak some things so that you know what will work best for your team when it's going to be pretty much do or die. I believe it's double elimination, but every game becomes much, much more important when you get to the tournament.
Kira told me not playing much anymore these days as Alexa Carter's really grown as a player. She swings and misses at the first pitch, 0-1. She swings at the next pitch and fouls it back over our heads. Kira told me, Clarkston, Michigan native, same as me, and former broadcasters that have gone to this school before me. No balls and 2 strikes. And there's a swing and a miss on 3 pitches, and there's 2 away.
Well, you want to hope for the best out of a pinch hitter, but it's also a tough job. Like you said, she doesn't get much action these days, so you're coming in pretty much as cold as can be. It's just a tough job to come into, and I wonder if Jamrog knew that and why she was so aggressive from the circle.
First pitch swinging, it's Briggs, and I mean, she flies out to first, and that is a very easy top half of the 7th. Central Michigan has to hold on to a 1-run lead as we go bottom 7 next on 101.1 The Beat. Morgan Sizemore is pinch hitting to lead us off here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Central Michigan's job at this point, Peyton, get 3 outs before they can tie the game. First pitch is a strike at the bottom of the zone, and 0-1 is the count.
Very interesting to go to a pinch hitter here in a lefty-lefty situation.
Maybe hoping that she can get a hold of one here. The 0-1 misses away, and we're even now in the count, 1-1.
So similar to with Kira Tolme pinch hitting in the top half of the inning, the advantage goes to the pitcher. I mean, the batter's going to be cold, so you want to go attacking and try and utilize the fact that there's really no warm-up and really not being able to see any pitches out of the batter.
Swing and a miss, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Remember, Game 2 of the doubleheader will start about 30 minutes after the conclusion of Game 1, where we will see the Chippewas, if they can hold on here today, try to win the day. There's a swing and a pop-up headed towards the Akron dugout and out of play.
Win the day, I like that. I mean, as long as they can take this first game with just 3 outs, and they can't lose the day, which would be big. By doing that, they're going to have to win each inning.
I agree. And they've won a lot of these innings so far here today. 1-2 misses outside, and the count is now 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, really, they only won 1 inning. Technically, Akron's won more innings, but that 3-run inning in the 4th was monumental for the Chippewas. Their 1 run in the 6th was obviously tied up in that 6th inning with the 1 run in the bottom half of the inning.
The 2-2. Swing and a fly ball center field. That's deep. That ball's got a chance. But Emma Lotus, calm, cool, and collected for out number 1.
I'll tell you what, Evan, off the bat, I thought that one was gone and I thought we were tied, but somehow, some way, a miracle from God, that one stays in the ballpark, and Lotus is able to reel that in at the warning track.
So now looks like we might get another change here with 1 out and the bases empty. We might see another pinch hitter here for Akron, and we do, as Kylie Bailey, the freshman, will step into the box with nobody on and 1 out.
Now pinch hitting for second baseman Brooke Simmons. Number 4, Kylie Bailey.
Well, I mean, we're getting to the do-or-die point of the game. You have just 2 outs to work with, down by 1, so you try to make some substitutions to try and play kind of to your own advantage, making this a lefty-righty matchup.
Ball outside to start the at-bat, and the count goes 1-0.
It's number 4 versus number 4 in this at-bat, by the way, Evan.
But one has been in the game for a long time, and one's getting their first action. Swing and a miss.
And it kind of showed with that pitch right there, too. Strelo went to the off-speed, and it just swung right over it. Couldn't adjust to the off-speed. Familiar with that fastball that's been working very well by Strelo.
Ball on a strike, the 1-1. Does not catch the outer edge, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Wind now directly blowing out to right field with 1 away in the bottom of the 7th inning. That one should be on the outside corner again, but not getting the call. It's now 3-1.
Just outside. That's kind of that hazy little zone where it could go either way. We've seen strike calls, we've seen ball calls, and unfortunately for Strelo, that one is called a ball. Now it's a 3-1 count. She's going to have to come back.
The 3-1. That one was outside. It's a ball out of hand, and it's a walk for the pinch hitter, Bailey. And now we're going to find ourselves with a little bit of a tighter situation with the tying run on first base, and we're back to the top of the order. Megan Lee will bat.
Well, I mean, first at bat of this inning where it is the same batter, where it should be. No pinch hitter. And it is kind of the right batter you want at the plate. Just 1 for 3, but that leadoff single to start, they're going to look to try and get that again with just 1 out. Now there's going to be a pinch runner on first to get a little bit more speed on the base path. The most important part is to get that tying runner that's on first home to tie this game for the Chippewas. Unfortunately now, in that struggle where it's the tying run on first, winning run at the plate, where now you kind of have to worry about both of them. The idea now is to just worry about the batter and keep that runner from advancing on a ball hit and play.
Yes, pinch running at first base is Liv Brown. As there is 1 out, and the first pitch is a strike. So leadoff batter in Megan Lee.
It's good to see Strelo going right back to the zone. We haven't seen her with early strikes in the count. Now it's going to be her advantage with that 0-1 count. See if she can take advantage of it.
Speaking of the 0-1, here it comes. That one very close to getting the corner of the zone again, and it's now even at a ball and a strike. Seemed to be a little down that time, and it's a big pitch coming up here to see which way this at-bat's going to go. The 1-1 is up, and it's 2-1.
Well, Lee flashed bunt on that, which, I mean, it makes sense. You want to get that tying run as close to scoring as possible, but then you bring it to 2 outs, and then it's just any out needs to be made to strain that runner, and the Chippewas win the game.
2-1. Bunt attempt. It's a beauty down the first base line, and no play for anybody. So a bunt single gives Akron the tying run on second base, puts a runner in scoring position, and the inning will continue with Glass coming to the plate, and she has already been a thorn in the side of Central Michigan today.
And that was a great bunt by Lee, but Strelo in the circle, I mean, that was hers to field. She didn't see that. She didn't think that was staying in fair territory. She kind of took a break in going after it. That allowed Lee to leg it out. So now it's kind of worst-case scenario. Akron moved their tying runner to second base, which was the job, and they were willing to sacrifice the out at first. But instead, there's still just the 1 out with another runner on, and that runner on now is the winning run. That's an absolute win-win scenario for Akron. And for the Chippewas, they're now in a very tough spot.
Just got to take it 1 at-bat at a time, though. Haley Glass will step to the plate. Central Michigan has seen her hit one out of the park today. And the first pitch she sees is a strike, and the count is 0-1 and in her favor.
That's also the big issue with walking the runner on. That lead runner now on second base got on with the walk, and that bunt single put her to second. That's why you can't allow free bases.
No balls in, a strike, the 0-1. That one does not catch the outside corner, and we are even at 1-1.
Let's see Strelo mix up her speeds, mix up her location, try and get the batter guessing, try and lead to a ground ball somewhere to make an easy out.
1-1. Up Hitters count now, 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, she tried to go with that high fastball, try and get Glass to be behind on it, but just elevated a little bit too far. Made for an easy take for Glass.
Swing and a fly ball. This looks trouble, and it will find the glove of Jenna Kuzera. That ball looked like it might have been able to fall in the triangle between short, center, and left, but it hung up there just enough for Kuzera to make the catch.
Yeah, I always call that the Bermuda Triangle, because that's pretty much equidistant from all 3 fielders, left field, center field, and shortstop. They're all giving chase. It drops pretty much just in the center of it. Fortunately, Kuzera got a good read on it, got a good first step, and was able to get there just in time.
Well, runner on second and first. 2 outs. Weigast steps to the plate. Central Michigan just needs 1 more out. First pitch is at the top of the zone. Won't get the call that time, and the count's 1-0.
I'll tell you what, a win here would be very big for the Chippewas, too. To go to Aubrey Strelo to start this game as a regular reliever, and for her to go all 7 innings, she's well over 100 pitches, too, at 121 now. To go the complete game to get the win would be an absolute steal for the Chippewas.
The 1-0. Swing and a miss. Counts even at a ball and a strike.
We see Brooklyn Campa warming up in the bullpen for the Chippewas, and that, I think, is going to be for Game 2. But that brings the question in, what were we seeing Mackenzie Langen for? Was she potentially going to come in this game, come in second game? It could be either Campo or Langen to start Game 2, and to be honest, it might not even be either of them, because we expected Langen to start this game, and we saw Strelo. So Coach Solon's got pretty much all the cards up her sleeve, and that's what she's going to try and utilize in this series of throw at Akron what they're not expecting, try and use it to their advantage. And so far in Game 1, it's working.
There you go. I like that thinking. I wonder if she might just be warming up as a just-in-case factor, in case things get to a situation.
I mean, it could really be anything at this point, Evan.
1-1. Check swing. Did not go. That was very close. That might have been a strike out of hand anyways.
That's what I was going to say. Is I don't think the check swing went, but it looked like that was in the zone anyways and could be a called strike.
Hitters count 2-1. Swing and a miss. Swing and a foul tip. No runners are allowed to advance. It's 2-2. Akron is down to their final strike.
With the tying run on second and the winning run at first, too. So, I mean, this is a lot bigger than what you just presented, Evan. This is the game right here. Not just this at-bat, but this pitch as well.
Very big moment, a tense moment here in the bottom of the 7th inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The 2-2 misses up and away. Tried to get her to chase. Everything's full. Runners get a chance now to move, and I still think attack. Just attack.
Yeah, again, you don't want to give a free base. You especially don't want to put the tying run on third.
3-2. Swing, liner into left center and down. This is going to get all the way to the wall, and the play will not be at the plate. Akron is going to walk it off. Down to their final strike. Akron comes all the way back. They score 1 run in the bottom of the 6th, 2 runs to walk it off in the bottom of the 7th inning. And despite a very, very good outing from Strelo, it falls short.
And that's so tough because it was a good pitch. It was that off-speed outside, and Weigast just went fishing for it. She just threw her hands at it, threw the bat at it as a last-ditch attempt to try and fight it off, not get punched out. And it just somehow found the perfect spot in the barrel to be a hard-line drive out to the gap.
And Game 2 of today's doubleheader will begin in approximately 30 minutes.
So Game 2 of the doubleheader is going to begin in approximately 30 minutes. We're going to send it back to our studio host, Tony Davis. We will see you in 30 minutes. Once again, your final score of Game 1 in walk-off fashion. The Akron Zips win it 5-4. Until then, we will send it to Tony Davis. You've been listening to Central Michigan Softball on 101.1 The Beat.
Ladies and gentlemen, to the Central Michigan Softball postgame show, I am still Tony Davis, and that was a tough first game for the Central Michigan Chippewas, and it was a tough game, but it was a good game. Just a lot of fight in Central Michigan. Definitely had the wind literally against their backs in a very windy, rainy, snowy game that we heard the guys even say, it was something to be a part of, especially when they were on top of the press box, which is crazy in that kind of weather. But Yeah, definitely just a tough loss for Central Michigan. Not over yet, though. There still is one more game coming up, about half an hour. So we got some time. Just grab your popcorn, grab a drink, do what you want to do, chillax for a little bit, and then we will be back. But I do want to break down this game a little bit. So Akron did start out in this game with a fairly hot start. They started off 2-0 after the third inning, and then in the fourth, Central Michigan just put it on, having 3 runs and taking a 3-2 lead. And they just, in a really tough battle, they continue to fight, which is a very good thing. It's what you want to see if you're Central Michigan. Akron just didn't give up, and that's the thing. Is just in baseball and softball, there is no time that you're ever safe. From what I've seen from calling baseball, from watching baseball, and just watching just every really sport, it's like no lead is ever really safe until the game is over. Central Michigan did get an insurance run in the 6th, and then Akron would get a run in the 6th as well, making it a 4-3 lead for Central Michigan. And then you just heard the call from Evan Furno and Peyton Price. Unfortunately, Akron walks it off in the 7th, and they end up winning game 1 of this 3-game series 5-4. Definitely a tough moment for Central Michigan, but hey, like I said, it is not over at all. Still have one more game coming up today, and then one more game coming up tomorrow. So there's still plenty of chances for this Central Michigan Chippewas team to build momentum into the MAC championship. You heard it right there. The guys already said they are a lock in the MAC tournament. So that's good. It's just, how can they build momentum? Because you always want to go into the tournament with some sort of momentum and just with some sort of just advantage in your way. So this case obviously did not go Central Michigan's way, but we will be back in about 25 minutes, and that will be hopefully where Central Michigan can get some revenge against Akron and turn things around. So, with that said, you have been listening to the Central Michigan post-game show. We will be back, like I said, in about 25 minutes, and then that will be when you will hear Evan Furno and Peyton Price on the call again, and hopefully Central Michigan can get a rebound win. All right, that will be it. We will see you guys in just about 25 minutes. Thank you guys for listening to the Central Michigan post-game show of Game 1 here on 101.1 The Beat.